ADOS community, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell tone situation. Now, before I go into my commentary, I want to make it absolutely clear that I'm not on here to take sides. I'm not about that. I'm not taking nobody's side. I just want to give my opinion, my views about the situation. Now, I listened to Tariq Nasheed yesterday, and he made some insightful, valid points. And now, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I agree with the majority of his points. I didn't agree with the pettiness. I think it was pettiness on both sides. I think that Tone and Yvette was petty, posting shit on Twitter, which escalated the situation and caused it to be petty. So I didn't agree with that. But there were a lot of things that Tariq said that were valid. See, what we got to learn is that we got to listen to each other. Tone got to listen to Tariq, and Tariq got to listen to Tone and Yvette. See, ADOS is not a organization, it's not a group. It's a lineage. So if it's a lineage, how can you be a leader of a lineage? You can't. So I think that Tone and Yvette got to come out, clarify some things about the movement, clarify some ambiguities about the movement, and squash this shit with Tariq. Because, honestly, if Tariq Nasheed is ADOS and he wants to classify himself as a foundational Black American, who gives a fuck? If he wants to have a foundational Black American conference, who gives a fuck? We need all the help we can get. We need all the allies that we can get. So that's why it needs to be clarified that the ADOS movement is about lineage. It's a leaderless movement. And I'll get into why later. But I want to compliment Tone and Yvette Carnell. I want to compliment them. Because we wouldn't be talking about this shit if it wasn't for them. Reparations would not be a national discussion. It wouldn't be in the political discourse if it wasn't for Tone and Yvette. Think about the ADOS movement is one of the most historic, prolific, promising movements in American history since the Civil Rights Movement. I see brothers and sisters organizing ADOS chapters in their community, organizing, mobilizing, confronting Congress people and presidential candidates, asking them about their positions on reparations and getting them on record. Like, are you for a Black agenda or not? I haven't seen nothing like this in my lifetime. So Tone and Yvette deserve credit for starting one of the most impactful movements of our lifetime. But we got to realize something, y'all, that what Tariq was saying in terms of voting, that we should all vote for the Democrats, I disagree with that. Because Tone and Yvette is giving direction that we should vote for the Democrats down ballot. Why should we ingratiate them with our vote? Why? They haven't done nothing for us. I'm telling you right now, I ain't fucking voting for the Democrats. They don't deserve my vote. I'd rather vote for an independent candidate. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I would rather see Trump win than the Democrats win because they haven't done nothing for us. So I disagree with that. I think Tariq has a valid point about them telling us who to vote for. No, if it's a lineage, you don't get to tell us who to vote for. So that's why it has to be clarified. It has to be clarified. So I don't agree with that. And it has to be clarified explicitly that this is about lineage. This is a leaderless movement about lineage. The lineage is the leader. ADOS, the lineage, is the leader. We're all the leaders of this movement. Because if we have leaders, and if it's an organization, they can be targeted. So that needs to be clarified. And if you read the New York Times article, which included Tariq Nasheed in the article, and a lot of people didn't pick up on that. Why would they interview Tariq Nasheed? Tariq Nasheed isn't the founder of ADOS. He's not involved, he's an advocate, but he's not a founder. Yvette and Tone are the founders. The person that wrote the article was at the ADOS conference. Tariq Nasheed wasn't even at the conference. So that goes to show you how COINTELPRO, and I want you guys, those that aren't familiar with COINTELPRO, study it. Study what COINTELPRO is. How COINTELPRO infiltrated movements, right? Like the civil rights movement, and caused division, dissension, in terms of divide and conquer. So I found it very interesting that Tariq Nasheed was involved in the New York Times article to pit one against the other. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that, look, I'm not casting any aspersions on Tariq and his intentions. I don't know what his intentions are. I'm not here to choose sides. But the article clearly was designed to incite division. It's called divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book. So study COINTELPRO. Study it. And I believe that Tone, Yvette, and Tariq need to squash this shit. This movement is too great and valuable for it to be blown up over some egos. We all are the leaders of this movement. This is about lineage. It's not about 2 people. It's not about 3 people. It's about all of us. Tone and Yvette started the hashtag, but now we're all the leaders. And I think that is brilliant and wise to have a leaderless movement so that they won't target you. You feel me? So that needs to be clarified. Tone and Yvette need to come out. They need to answer all these questions, clarify the ambiguities, be explicitly clear about what this movement is about, and let's squash this shit. Let's get on code and let's get that goddamn check. I mean, that New York Times article was a hit piece. It wasn't no complimentary article. You know what I'm saying? They was calling them insurgents. They vilified the movement so that the reader of the article can see the ADOS movement as like a terrorist group. So that's why it has to be clarified. So, again, study COINTELPRO. Do your reading. Read up on it. And let's just come together. Let's keep galvanizing this movement. Let's keep coming together. Let's unite. Let's unify. Put the egos aside. This is about all of us. We're all in this together. But that's all I got to say. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. I want to know what you think about this subject. But I appreciate all the support. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. Have a great evening.